these issues when we come back right after this. Afternoon.
Fee, fine afternoon.
Judge Kwasi Afriyie.
I say, Otenden.
The fashionista Judge Afriyie.
Fee, you know. do you know how I want to start?
No, tell me.
How we played Brekumasnas, All Blacks versus Brekumasnas at Swedro. Officials of us, All Blacks had gone to Brekum. And they were more treated.
Beaten. If you say more treated, it's
and
like
the return league, he told me, Chama, today you don't come, we'll handle everything. We'll handle everything. Then I heard that, Yakub Moro is at the police station. The front two teeth is gone.
It's gone.
Fee.
Then I said, Kumsin.
So how did you supervise that?
Me. It was Kumsin.
Fee.
I asked Kumsin, I said, Kumsin, this thing that you are going to do, you say, Fee, you move him. You move him.
Then you also came to corner me.
You move him. You are a media person. You move him. You move him. I'm saying, stop. This one is not good. Stop it. Say, no, you move him. Because I saw Kumsin after Brekumasna when they beat us. But that same game, you did something. I won't say what it is. Judge Afriyie.
Yes.
Charlie, good to see you, bro.
Nice
Good to see you. Good to see you. And for those who don't know, George and I have worked on many projects, and we know each other extremely well. We've been together for a very long time, done on many projects and all that. And I can confidently tell you that he's very diabolic. You know, that one there, yes.
The diabolic means me and you coach
you.
All Blacks for 3 matches and we won. Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
You don't know.
The supporters sacked the coach. And we took over. And then we won 3 matches.
Our fourth match, we were beating Lomwasi 5-0. Coach down the trot. You know, when we beat Goldfields 1-0.
Sporty.
And we beat Sporty. And we beat Brekumasna. 3 games in the trot. But you know, interestingly, before the game, we had done the training together.
Yes.
Then we did the selection for the game.
The night
before the game. Then on the day of the game, because we had sacked Coach Emisa.
It was the supporter who said,
yes, okay. Coach Emisa had been sacked. They told him not to come.
Not to join the bus from Airwork.
Yes. Then Kwasi Afriyie was with us.
Yes, assistant coach.
Then I stood on the bench. And George was sitting behind me on the bench. Then all of a sudden, I started coaching the team. Then Osibo, the supporters guy, he said, Fiifi Banson, I'm a coach. Foolish man, you're a coach. So they're insulting us. But when we won the game, Fiifi Banson, champion coach.
You were there and sacked the coach.
Oh, interesting. But good to see you.
Good to see you,
bro. I was just talking about talents.
Yeah.
We've seen some great talents.
True.
Do we still have talents?
We do.
Where are they?
Okay, so, Fee, this is how I'll put it. It's what the Gen Zs will call packaging. Packaging.
Mm-hmm.
You see, I think that we still do have talent.
Mm-hmm.
Now, our football is facing other competing brands. Let me put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
So, the local league is facing other competing brands. What are the competing brands? The number one competing brand is the European leagues.
Mm-hmm.
Either two in the past. How many times do you get to watch the European leagues on TV?
Mm-hmm.
As compared to today? Even betting companies have taken up the mantle of promoting the foreign games.
Sporty FM.
As against our local league.
Mm-hmm.
There are other, if you go on social media, there are other scripts. You are into entertainment and all, so you know what I'm talking about. You pick your phone right now and you go to TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
There are things that sucks your attention. It takes almost all your attention.
Mm-hmm.
So the focus on football or local football is almost non-existent.
Sporty FM.
So I see an industry where we are gradually moving to an oblivion, where no serious attempt is being made to resuscitate it or find a way to even make it appealing to the emerging youth. Because, the truth is that my son Kofi Boadu doesn't know any single player in the local league.
But
he's a strong Arsenal fan. He can mention the players Arsenal will sign next season.
Because he's seen them over and over and over.
He will be able to tell you what are the possible names that will emerge in the coming seasons in the EPL. Meanwhile, if you ask him to name a single player in House of Folk, like you rightly put it, he doesn't know.
George, do you think that if indeed, we've talked about competing brands, if indeed we had the Suleiman Taris, Michael Essien, and co playing in our local league, do we think that we will still be bothering about the foreign league?
So, but the point is that how are you going to have them in the local league?
If we had players of their caliber,
even if you have, how are you going to maintain them? You just mentioned in your intro, here in Ghana, the salary of such a player is 1,000 cedis.
Sporty FM.
Maximum 5,000 Ghana cedis. And there's a $2,000 from Ethiopian league. How are you going to keep the such Suleiman Tari in your local league? You see, I want us to open up this discussion and be so passionate, like someone who really understands football. You have seen everything in football in Ghana. So someone like you, when I'm having this discussion, it will be very open and frank.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fee, how are you going to keep a certain emerging Bismarck Aidan from Swedro? And let me tell you, don't make a mistake. A young boy, 16, 17-year-old Bismarck Aidan that we identified, brought him to Swedro. one season, your own friend, my brother, Randy Abbey, then with Kesben FC, bought Bismarck Aidan for I think 20 or 30,000 cedis in the local league. He bought 2 players from us, Bismarck Aidan and Richard Impong. 2 young boys, if you remember.
Yeah.
When Bismarck's contract ended with Kesben, Chireme called me to his office at Okonikwe Jani's building and told me that we won Bismarck Aidan. He had then won the Go King with Kesben. You know how much Chireme paid for Bismarck Aidan? $100,000 here in Ghana. Ghana local league. You can place a call and ask him. Right on the spot, Chireme gave us $70,000 cash. 2007, 2008, or 2008, 2009 Ghana football season. So there's nothing like we didn't have the talent. But like I'm saying, now it's about packaging. Look, I can tell you, there's a young man in Accra House of Folk, Amankwabe Fiifi.
Sporty FM.
Fiifi, just watch the boy play. The way he would even tackle him. Yes, he makes mistakes, 1 and 2 mistakes here and there, but that's characteristics of every single defender that you've seen. All the big league players.
Of course.
The Ajiman Diaz, the Amma Senegals, the Opela Bouadji, the Frimpong Banson, they all made mistakes in the past.
Course.
But they will blossom when it matters. But if that young man can be packaged very well and hyped, people will want to go to Accra Sports Stadium to go and watch. It's not Amankwabe Fiifi. There's a defender. I forgot the name. I don't think it's Amankwabe Fiifi. There's a name. Central defender. Popular, very popular.
I don't even know him.
You see, that's the point. I've even mixed his name. You go to Kotoko, the same. You can find 1 or 2 players.
So the talent is here.
We still do.
But the packaging is wrong.
Yes. We still do. Trust me, Fee. Look, recently, House of Folk sold a player to, I think, the Norwegian League or the Swedish League. Tom Venom, every now and then, pick talent from Ghana. The only difference is that he has a system and a strategy to identify the talent, know that they are raw diamonds. They need polish before he gets to the international market.
Yeah.
So he picks them, take them to Nordjylland in Denmark, prepare them for top European market.
Yeah.
It's the same thing he did to Kudus, Kamaldeen. He did the same thing. Nyama, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
He picks them. They were all from Ghana, don't forget. And none of them even played in our local league.
Yeah.
At best, they played in the second division league in the Eastern region. But they are top talents. It is because he has seen a raw diamond. They need polished. They need grooming. They need guidance. He picks them, sends them to a more lower tier league, prepare them for bigger international market. That's how come today we have Kudus. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I can still tell you. And you know, the difference also is that in the past, make no mistake, there were people who had not done scouting as a course. People who had not studied scouting.
Yeah.
And I will mention them. Abu Sundoku.
Sporty FM.
The late Alhaji Slaitete.
Yeah.
The late Alhaji Bimbo. Good old Alhaji Gruza. These people who identify a talent, and trust me, when they say they are good, they are good.
Do you know one of the things that shocked me one day?
No.
I went to Kumasi and I was speaking to the great legend Kojo Adai Chenchehene.
Yes.
Do you know who discovered him?
No.
Alhaji Grusa.
You see? Fee.
Alhaji Grusa discovered the great Adai Chenchehene
Can you imagine?
Sporty FM.
at that time.
Yes. Fee, let me even tell you a story. I'll tell you my own personal story. So, okay, so you should know this. So, in the year 2006, All Blacks qualified to play in the Middle League. You remember the 205, 206?
Yeah.
Those days it was the Middle League, Super Middle League, and all that. So, our opponent was Kesben FC at Koforidua Park. Then we started a game. In 15 minutes, Kesben has scored All Blacks 2-0, and it started raining heavily. So I saw the referee picked the ball, went to the center, dropped it twice, and said, "Oh, he has called off the match."
The match, yeah.
So quickly, I called Nana and the senior said, "I'm telling Nana, about player no share no matter injuries, you know." Then so he's going to check. So Frimpong Banson was the coach of Kesben FC. So he went to him. Apparently, Nana knew, Sinasin knew, because you know Sinasin had played under 20.
Yes.
So Sinasin went to Frimpong Banson, and Frimpong Banson said, "Oh, a boy is called Kojo Asamoah." I said, "Nana, what's your friend there?" I said, "So, Kojo Asamoah." I said, "Nana, Tronidin, when we qualify, we have to go for him." So we wrote his name down. The next day, we played, because it was rain off, the match was replayed the next day, and then the game ended 1-1. We qualified to the Premiership. So quickly, I went to Kesben and said, we want your number 10 player. The boy who was wearing the number 10, he was a bulky top player like that. They say, Kojo Asamoah. So we had gone for him on loan. Listen to this, Fee. We had gone for him on loan from a team called Kasimine. Nana Kasimine, you know the Kasimine, where we have Guineas and all that. So they had gone for the player on loan. So he's not their player. So I said, okay. I followed it up to Kasimine. Then I went to Nana. I said, "Oh, George, you are late. This player, Gruza and the Alagi Slaitete are fighting over the player." This should just tell you that when they say someone is talented, he's talented. So apparently it's not only me who has identified him.
Yes.
Sly had seen him. Gruza had seen him. So I went to Sly. I didn't stop there. I went to Sly. Then I said, "Alaj, you have plenty players. We are just qualified to Premier. Can you just give us this one? They say it's for you." Then he laughed. I said, "George, this boy is a good talent, but even though we don't have any use for him in Liberty now, we still want to maintain him." I said, "Oh, Alaji, you release him for us because we are a new team. We need players to augment our squad so that our squad will be strong for the Premier League season." Then Sly said, "Okay, George, I will make an arrangement for you. You and I are going to manage this boy together, but he will stay at Liberty Professionals." I'm telling you a true story. So Kojo Asamoah was at Liberty. He was not playing. He trained, and he doesn't get selection. The good old Joseph Atuku, if you may so rest in peace, was the coach of Liberty Professionals. So one day, Claude Ura came to Liberty to watch Liberty under 20. Not the main team, under 20. And saw Kojo Asamoah. Claude Ura was then the coach of the Black Stars. And asked me and Sly and that answer, how come this boy is not playing your
main team?
Then we told him that there's a certain Michael Hellegbe. Jones will not bench Hellegbe for Kojo Asamoah. So through that tournament, Udinis spotted Kojo Asamoah.
Sporty FM.
And so I went to take Kojo Asamoah's visa for him to travel out of this country. This is just to tell you how talents can be identified at every single corner of our country. But it depends on how the player is groomed and molded to become an international star. So this is the Kojo Asamoah who went on to play Juve, to play Inter Milan. You can call him an Inter.
So with all of this, with this talent, ability, and availability, if I should put it that way, and with Tom Vernon being the only person who is doing this through his own route, why have we not done a policy or done an academy, something similar to what Tom Vernon has, to be able to identify talents for our national teams?
Okay, so under Mr. Kwasi Afriyie, we conceived this idea. It was the reason why we built the academy at Pram Ghana Mans. You remember the contract we gave to Kojo Yanka, where we built the They
didn't build anything there.
He's there. The classrooms and the whole. So, you know how players are scouted in this country. You pick certain players per both FIFA regulations and even the Ghana Football Association's regulations. You go and keep a boy in pram. Per the law, after 1 year, anybody else can come and poach that player. He leaves the scene. All the investment you've made in him becomes a waste. So this is where we were a bit limited in carrying on. But with Tom Venom, even Tom is having challenges. I'll tell you why. Look,
yeah, but George, if you take a player, he's 15.
Yes.
As a talent.
Yes. He's 13. You even start from 13.
So he's a minor.
Yes.
So he cannot sign a contract.
That is the point.
But he has parents or guardians.
Exactly.
Why couldn't you sign with their guardians to say, this is the contract we are signing with this, you as a parent? We canteen or stuff like that, and he's traveling to play in tournaments. He will not just get up and rubbish the contract.
That's what I'm saying. That's the practice we've been having all these years. It's just like that. But Fee, the law doesn't allow you to even sign anything more than 1 year. The law doesn't allow you. Once he's a minor. So all the things people have been doing is just a way of being nice with the parents and trying and see that they will be able to. But the law doesn't allow you. So with all the academies you see, it is how come top players leave certain teams before. A typical example is this boy in Chelsea now from the Man City Academy.
Cowell.
Not Cowell. The
Kopama.
Yeah,
Kopama.
So many good players. So many good players. Because at the time, maybe in the next 1 year, I'll take you to, and they lose the player. A player that they've invested so much. It is the reason why FIFA had come with the new regulations, where we call it the clearinghouse.
Yeah.
So with the clearinghouse now, because the number of years you've invested in the player, automatically, no matter what, once the player can be found in the system, the TMS system, you, the club that developed him, you have the chance to cash in.
Yeah.
You understand? Because the law itself, once he's a minor, once he's a minor, the law is not on your side.
George, how would you describe the state of our Ghana Premier League?
Difficult. Let me be honest and fair.
Sporty FM.
You see, I see and tainted with betting, bad officiating.
Sporty FM.
What kind of brand investment are we talking about? It's difficult, but that's the reality. Fee, that is the reality. I saw a certain Kumasi Asante Kotoko selling somewhere income in recent times for 700,000 or more euros. I saw a Kumasi Asante Kotoko selling Sheila Iliasu for $1 million or euros. When was the last time Kotoko saw the player for $500,000? Compared to the investment made within the period. So when people say they are protecting their investment, I don't really understand, honestly, unless because you are a novice or you are new in the game and you don't understand it. Fee, I sit here today and I've done my maths. For the past 10 years, the amount of money I have invested in football and put in football, maybe if I have put it in real estate, I should be having no less than 20 different houses in different locations in Accra. That is investment.
Yeah.
My friend Angie Hill Hotel, Angelo, who came to Ghana around the same time with me, you know, Steve Mensvik, who came to Ghana around the same time, can boast of the investments and they are there visible.
Irata, Angie.
But can I say same? So when I hear people who are new in football and say my investment, I don't know what they are talking about. What investment are you talking about? You can only be talking of investment when you see a proper
structure.
I don't even want to say structure. A proper product being promoted to get to a level where you can say, yes, if I don't cash it down, in 2-3 years, I'm about to cash in. You understand what I'm saying?
You're looking forward to return on investment.
Like you are saying right now, like you are talking about the young players. What did you do when you were in with the GFA and all that? So if Tom Venom is recruiting 11-year-olds and grooming them, or 15-year-olds, 13-year-olds and grooming them, he can boldly say that out of 10, I may be able to transfer 2 to Nordjylland, and that 2 I'll be able to sell. The sell-on will be about $10 million. That's when you are talking of you are protecting your investment. Yeah. But the local league, the Premier League Dangote, Mr. Agama, recently he was able to develop one fine talent. It's called Clinton Dodu. Solid, nice player. In the past, these are boys that you can predict a certain $500,000 is in the offspring.
Yeah.
But where is he? So for me, the kind of league and the system we are, and the league is too, look, all the things happening in the league, which is causing the problems and the hooliganism and all, is out of manipulation. People can clearly see that, Chelsea is going to play, and this is the outcome. They predict, and it comes like as if like it's movie.
Yeah.
And this is the results. This is the causes of what the problems we are seeing.
I asked Frank Nelson about his ratings of the league. How would he rate it from 0 to 10? How would you rate it?
Let me do it 5-5.
Frank gave it 6 over 10.
Well, I would do it 5-5.
5 over 10. Which one is the first 5? What are the positives of the 5?
So the positives is that at least we still must have a league. Irrespective of whether it's tainted or it's manipulation or there's a league. 2, we must have a structure. So there must be a league being played, at least. And there must be players being recruited. There must be players being paid. For that reason, certain clubs are not doing badly. I can talk for Hasselfolk. Togba for the pace his players very well. Not very, very well, but at least Ghana standard not too bad. Kotoko is doing same. Gold Stars is doing same. Summertex is doing same. You understand what I'm saying? So some clubs are not doing badly, but there's more room for improvement. In that score, I don't want to rubbish everything. What is killing the league is what I've always termed it: manipulation. It is too bad. It's gotten to the level.
Why manipulation? Why do people manipulate the league?
To their own personal interest. Personal, selfish interest. Personal, selfish interest. Look, Fee, fortunately, maybe very soon the league will resume. You are here. Send your cameramen around. The things we hear, it's not myth. They are reality. You go. I mean, last season, I was watching from TV a particular 2 games when a supporter was running commentary behind the commentator.
Sporty FM.
Penalty. I mean, what is this? Is this a league? And these are real. Score lines have been predicted. It's too bad.
You think it's the reason for the violence?
Yes, partly yes.
Because if you watch All Blacks and Elimina Sharks last week, it was as a result of a penalty.
Let me give you a homework. Go and check, send your research team, check the name of the referee who officiated the match and check his record in the league. That's all I will say. I won't say
the Elmina.
Yes, the referee who officiated, the referee who was beaten. Just go get all the matches he has officiated. At one point, he was chased out of a stadium. This is not the first time. He has a history. You can go and check. I'm not saying it. You can check. The team that qualified for Premiership last year, that referee alone officiated almost 5 matches of their game.
Sporty FM.
He was dedicated to do an assignment.
By who?
I don't appoint referees, do I?
But if you say he was dedicated to do an assignment.
Do I appoint referees?
No, you don't. So how do you know he was dedicated to do an assignment?
It is because you see, some, and let me use the word carefully, some of our media men are lazy. If you want to check the history of this referee who was beaten, you'll be able to have an outcome why he was beaten. Go and check. I'm just giving you a hint. Send your research team to look at what are the matches he has officiated, what are the outcomes. If you do that, you can check.
Okay, I've seen his name here. It's just been sent to me.
You go check. Check all the games he has officiated and look for. In fact, my check shows that he was even a premier referee who was demoted.
Sporty FM.
You see, Kofi Manu have something that he says always says, "There's no smoke without fire."
Yeah. So you think some of them, they are the cause of their own beatings?
Of course, Fee.
But it's not justifiable.
Of course, nobody is justifying.
It's not justifiable.
Nobody is justifying that. I'm saying that there's no smoke without fire. Look, All Blacks this season, they have prepared well. You can see from the beginning of the season, their recruitment and all that. They actually prepared that this season we want to qualify. If I spoke to Ato, and Ato wants to, he's putting an investment into it and all that. But you see, whilst he's doing that, certain elements within the Football Association have gone to associate themselves with the brand. And in itself, you have positioned the brand in a certain light. The recent GACA
elements within the
I'm telling you, wait.
Mm-hmm.
The recent GACA chairman,
Ansa.
You all know that he's a member of the Game Changer campaign team. In fact, he stood on the ticket of All Blacks. My good friend Henry Asantichum, the spokesperson for the FA, is with All Blacks. The Eugene Noble of the Executive Council is with All Blacks. When you see things like that,
conflict of interest.
It's not. In actual fact, people within must affiliate. There's nothing like conflict of interest. But I'm saying that in as much as I agree that All Blacks, Ato is investing in the club and is doing the right things. I mean, Nathaniel, that young man from Tinkao, Unia, they are all doing very well. But at the same time, it is being seen as the association's favorite team to qualify.
Let me ask you this. I mean, you've been running football. Is it a wrong thing for FA members to own clubs?
No, it's not. Because in fact, it's one of the criteria to become. It's not. Because you see, I've heard a lot of people make that argument. It is just because they are speaking out of, sorry to say, ignorance. Mosepe. Who is the president of CAF? He's an owner of Sundowns.
Yeah.
He's an owner of Sundowns. So I don't see when I hear these things, I mean, it's all over. In Africa.
But he's the president of CAF.
Yes, he's
and
the
president
owner
of a club in South Africa.
Yes.
But he's not a member of SAFA.
Before how did he even become a president of? You must first be a member of your federation in order to qualify to become a member of CAF.
But doesn't that bring conflict of interest by the regulations?
Well, but that's in Africa, that's how it is. I know people are advocating for a change where we may have neutral people. But in that sense, it becomes very difficult. You see, that is why somebody like me...
Because you see, George, if indeed somebody like Infantino, he's FIFA president, where is he from?
From UEFA.
If you look at FIFA president, if his country of origin, right, is playing a game, and he has a way of influencing referees to make sure his country will qualify for the World Cup or competitions every time, won't people raise eyebrows?
Yeah, people will do, but that's the difference between the Europeans or the Westerners as against we Africans.
So that regulation itself is bad.
Yeah, but you see, Infantino and co all got the chance to become FIFA president because of their affiliation with UEFA. He didn't just wake up to become a FIFA president.
That is agreed.
You must first, because How do I become the chairman of Tomato Sellers Association if I don't sell tomato?
You see, I understand that.
So that's why I'm saying in football, you must be affiliated. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that you must necessarily be chairman or owner of a club, but you must be affiliated. That's the law. Can I wake up today and go and stand in a courtroom and they say, oh, there's Mr. So and so and so. Who's your lawyer? Then I woke up. My lord, I'm George Afriyie. When I have not gone to law school, how is that going to be possible? How is that going to be possible? Today, I sit in front of you discussing football because you know that that's my job. I'm just sitting here. I have the privilege and honor by you to sit in front of you to discuss and talk football because you know I do football. Why didn't you choose the man who said, Kokwedro? Why didn't you bring him?
But you saw Kokwedro before. You saw some before. So, George, looking at a lot of conversations have gone on after the young man's death in Kumasi, with the police death, and people have actually suggested that most of the parks we play our leagues on are poor. Infrastructure in terms of security and all that is poor, and therefore there's a proposal coming up that a couple of stadia should be chosen for the leagues to be played in those stadia to enhance security and all of that. What's your take?
I share in a similar view. I've even advocated for that in the past, but there's a level we have to do it. You see, what is causing the problem is the strict adherence to club licensing regulation. My own brother and friend, Dr. Banyako, he was doing a fantastic job. He and his team were doing a very good job. It's the interference from officialdom. So when I say interference from officialdom, they will go do all this licensing and pass all the rules and all that and say that Tafu Rovers Park doesn't meet the standards. Then because Curtis, my friend, Mr. President, if you don't help me and I go and play on a neutral ground, my team will go on relegation. Okay, we have lifted the ban on Tafu Rovers Park, so matches can be played. But if this is not the situation, Fee, be honest to yourself. How on earth Indum Sports Complex could pass club license?
Sporty FM.
Why? How? So I agree with you. It is better to have 10, 12 clubs who meets the standard to play a 10 strong, 12 strong Premier League than to have 18 where they don't meet the standards.
Yeah.
Look, already the clubs are suffering. How can Olympics travel all the way from Accra to go and play at Sugakope? Dreams was based in Dewu. So, and you know, football is also a community base. The challenge here is that football all over the world, we watch the English Premier League, you watch Championship League 2, even League 2 matches are full. It is because they are community based. So I think that it is about time the FA have a serious
Sporty FM
discussions with government where some of these small centers will be upgraded to meet the league standards, like the one that they are having at Tuba. If right from day one there was a collaboration with the FA from government, so I don't know whether it was Ghana Gas or any of the state institution that put up that bill, then before they put up that facility, they meet GFA and say that, okay, the government of Ghana, through Ghana Gas, wants to construct a mini stadium at Tuba. We need your requirement so that that center will meet your league requirement before they do that. But they don't do that. You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
Because we have so many pitches now scattered across the country where maybe with small touches and they will meet normal league standard. Because if the leagues are being played on communities, that's the only way we can also get the fans to go to the stadium. So it's a combination of the FA doing its work well and then having a serious discussion with government.
So you think some of the venues should be collapsed?
Oh yeah, of course. They don't meet league standards. They don't. You see, Fee, is the same way a government will wake up one day and say that I want to construct 111 hospitals because certain areas don't have hospitals, and I want to help my people. It's the same. There are things, because you see, I was deeply in Ghana football before Keto Kriku came into the scene.
Let's go back. We'll come to this. Let's go back to the first election.
Yeah.
That
2019.
2019. That's the first election.
Yeah.
You were confident you were going to win that election.
And I won.
Extremely confident.
And I won.
How did you win?
Oh, you didn't hear what Mr. Kwasi Afriyie came to say recently? He said that a night before the election, somebody called him. This is not me. This is Mr. Kwasi Afriyie. He says a night before the election, somebody called him and said that he must help Ket. And he said, oh, Ket has not spoken to him. So then Ket called him. Just when the person dropped the phone, then Ket called him. He ran to his house. He called 60 delegates to his house and told them to vote for Ket. And some of them even said, oh no, Mr. President, before you called us, we had planned to go and vote for Asimesi. He called 60 out of 123. And this is a man who has been banned from football. I won the election.
How did you, if you say you won the election, the fact that people went to his house,
look, let me tell you.
On the day of the voting, you did not win that election.
Okay, so this is how I put it. If a night before a very serious election, you are going into an election where, and we all know Mr. Nyantechi's role in Ghana football. He's been asked to stay out of football. The one of the delegates goes to show and they try to convince. See, when we say elections, you and I know the things that go behind the scenes. You understand what I'm saying? These are not the things meant for
consumption. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if that thing happened in a night before, and I got 40 and Ket get 44, oh my brother. With all that.
So why didn't the people who went to his house?
Well, they were convinced because he was the ex-president.
Yeah, but then it means that they didn't want to vote for you.
Well, you can also say that. Well, we can also say that.
Because in the first place, if I want to vote for George Afriyie,
but
no matter what anybody tells me, I've made up my mind to vote for George Afriyie.
Let me tell you. Let me tell you. Just a few days ago, I was monitoring the Council of State's election in Ashanti region.
Sporty FM.
On the airwaves, a certain name was leading. A real round was done. Another one won.
Yeah.
Yes. It tells you power, there's power.
So you
cannot discount Mr. Nyantechi's 13 years in football. You cannot discount it.
So you think Nyantechi made you lose that election?
Of course, he said it openly. He has not shied away from that. He said it. He said that. I didn't say it.
Is it because you fell out with him?
Well, probably so. He said I didn't come to campaign him, or I didn't come to seek for his. These are his words. These are not my words.
Did you go?
No, I didn't. Why didn't you? I didn't. Well, I said I didn't. You asked me. I said I didn't.
But why didn't you?
I didn't because at the time I felt that he has been asked to stay out of football. That's why.
But he still had influence.
No, of course he has always had influence.
I mean, if they say stay out of football, it doesn't mean that you are not in touch with the local. It doesn't also mean that he doesn't have influence.
I said I didn't. I'm not the one that will come and sit in front of you and lie.
Do you? Oh, of course I know you.
Yeah.
Do you think that if you had gone, you'd have won?
Automatic.
If you had gone to
no contest. You know that. Even without him, I had 40.
Some say that it's your pride that didn't allow you to go.
No. You have asked me this question. I have just answered. I said I didn't go because I thought that he's being asked. And truth, until Ketwell, he has stayed out of football. You know it. True, he had also stayed out of football.
So on the day of the election, even though you were confident, but did you hear before the election that 60 had gone to see him?
No, I didn't.
You heard it after?
After, yes.
So
I heard it through Kofi Menu.
So on the day of the election, were you shocked?
Yes, I was, because I looked at the promises and the things I've done, the campaign and all that, and I was confident I was going to win.
You gathered some delegates in a hotel. You gathered delegates in a hotel, and they all gave you their word.
Okay, so let me even tell you what even happened. We had made hotel reservations for those who are coming out of Accra. It's normal in an election. Now, I had a call to travel to Kumasi the night before the election. When I came back, half of my delegates had gone out of the hotel. That was when they had gone to Mr. Nyantechi's place. Some returned to come and sleep.
No, you had put them in that hotel.
I had made reservations for people to come. When you come from Takrady, you don't have a place.
Lipa Cobra. Lipa Cobra. Now, on the day of the election itself, even in the first round, you didn't. There was no.
It was 40-44, 27.
Yes, there was no. So now they need someone. One of you needed Nanayao's votes.
Yes.
To become the chairperson, the president of the FA.
Yes.
Did you lobby Nanayao?
Yes, I did.
Kurt also lobbied Nanayao.
Yes, he also did.
So why did he give his vote to Kurt?
Okay, so I even went out with Nanayao. We went out. We sat in his car and we started strategizing. And then when we were coming, we heard that they had started the second round. Still, Kurt couldn't cross. Then Randy ran to me and Alhaji Guruza, I think. And they said, well, there are few votes left for Kurt to cross if we go to the third round. So I should consider it. Then I told them that I'm thinking about it. So whilst I made one or two calls to some good people that I respect, then after that I just went to the podium to say that in the interest of our football, I concede defeat, and I asked that we all support Kurt to lead the association for the next 4 years. That's what I did.
Do you regret that?
No, I don't. In fact, I even followed it up the next morning. I called him and said, you are now the president. Try to unite all forces, because remember, Palmer had been disqualified.
Yeah.
So he's also bitter. Nanayao had 27 votes, young man, nobody believed that he was coming into the game, and me, Fred Papu, and others. So my advice was, just unite everybody, then bring everybody on board so you can lead. But he had different ideas.
Do you think Kurt has divided our football?
He has, yes, of course.
Sporty FM.
He actually deviated from the mantra or the slogan, bring back the love. I mean, how do you preach bring back the love when the very people you came to meet in football, you had labeled them as your enemies? How? You are preaching bring back the love. So the first point of love is to bring the people you contested with. Because in football, we don't do politics. It's not NDC, MPP. So to me, and Mr. Nyantechi did it nicely. When Mr. Nyantechi won the 2005 election, Mr. Kujo Fianu, you know, your own friend Fianu, Blue Boy and Co.
Yeah.
They were all white Ibrahim.
Yeah.
Palmer, Samuel Williams and Co. They were all white Ibrahim. But Mr. Nyantechi brought everybody. Kata, the Greater Accra chairman. They were all white Ibrahim. Yeah. But Mr. Nyantechi said no. This is a football association. We need everybody on board.
You think Nyantechi was a better unifier?
Of course. I mean, on any day, you can't compare. You can't even compare.
You worked with him as your vice, as a vice.
Yes.
You were vice. You were almost like operations. You were the hatchet man. You were doing all the diabolic.
Don't
things.
use diabolic, because you've done diabolic more than me. Please.
You were with him. You defended him to the hilt.
Yes.
I remember that one day I questioned you and said, George, this loyalty that you have with Nyantechi, where will it take you? Where do you expect to go with your loyalty? So when you fell out with Nyantechi, everybody was shocked. How bad was that?
You know, you were not the first person who asked me this question. My late uncle also asked me. There was a day I traveled to Bompata and he called me. I didn't know he's been listening to radio, sports and all that, because I know him more of somebody who doesn't even listen to sports. I didn't know him to be a sports person. And he said, Kwasi, he was surprised the way I woke up in the morning 6 o'clock and I'm at Sempower or the other station trying to. There's an issue and George is already there, trying to explain. But you have worked with me before, Fee. You know, my respect for you, I've said it to your face and I've told a lot of people. You have principle. That's the only reason why I love you. You know that. When I brought Iwasa, and the very people we had employed ganged against me, and they were trying to lobby you to join. You said no.
Yeah.
It's not about the money.
Yeah.
I mean, the offers they gave you. I mean, I know, I remember those days. Fee, we are able to your car now, George, now, you know, my George, you're able to your car. But you said no. It's not about money, please.
No.
You gave us the examples of Despite, and you told me a lot. I remember very, very, very well, Fee.
Achibota office.
Yes, Achibota office. And that day I told you in the face that my respect for you has soared to a different level.
Sporty FM.
And it's the same thing. I'm a very principled person. In as much as I love you, in as much as I'll do everything for you, Fee, when something is wrong, I'll tell you it's wrong.
Yeah. But that's what true friendship is.
Yes. And even recently, I told somebody who is very close to Ket. I said, look, you are not helping Ket. If you really do love Ket and you really care about him, look him in the face and tell him, Mr. President, this is wrong. And I was referring to how the FA president and the people who defend him, they see nothing wrong with our football. When almost everybody is saying that, no, change the course of direction. Everybody's, people are telling you this. Look, I get pastors who call me and say, look, my pastor was preaching in recent time. And there was some, there was some small appeal for funds for some project, and I was going to dump in some small coin. And he saw me and said, my football and I say now and I say. I thought he was joking. I thought only we football people are the people who see. Look, it goes beyond. Look, and I find it difficult why people who are close to the FA president, they cannot look at his face and say, no, Mr. President, things are bad. Let's change the course of direction.
Why were you disqualified the second time?
That's what I'm saying. Ket had planned from day one.
Sporty FM.
Even before he opened nomination, he had sent endorsement papers around to all club owners to endorse him before he opens nomination. So people were caught up in double endorsement.
On your blind side?
It wasn't on my blind side. We published it. We saw it. We knew it.
Sporty FM.
And if you look at members of the elections committee, school friends, he and Prosper's friends, making sure that he will stay at all costs. But to whose interest? Ghana's interest or your friend's interest? Look, Fee, before we contested in the 2019 election, I gave that interview, no time for Matra Makwe.
I remember. Those are your
those were my words.
Very popular phrase.
Yes. And that's exactly what Ket has exhibited.
Sporty FM.
And the foundation of football is supposed to be the under 17. Even if you want to take the national team level, we will say 15, but normally the 15s we don't have serious competition.
Yeah.
So when you talk of the under 17, Ket has changed about 6 coaches in 5 years. How do you build a house? That your beautiful house. You change 5 masons from the foundation level. How are you going to get a good start?
Sporty FM.
You come to the senior team level, same. You saw Kwasi Afriyie. He's not qualified to lead Black Stars. You take him off, you bring his assistant, who is qualified. You take him off, you bring Milo, who was out of job for so many years. You take him off, you bring Otto, who tells you that I'll be here for a short period. You take him off, you bring Chris Yote. What are you doing? If this is not Matra Makwe, what is this? Fee. If this is not Matra Makwe, what is this? Today, as we speak, Otto is not qualified. Let's bring in a technical director. Let's beef up with a psychologist. A psychologist who doesn't understand our culture. How is he going to do it? Psychologist from a foreign country. Does he know how I eat my MPC with Makobi?
Most of our players are foreign based, so they have a foreign mentality.
Oh, Fee, with Ghanaian parents. Why? You've traveled, you started that series. Travel abroad and go and interview me. Look, are you saying that if I live abroad and give me, I was born, grew up in Ghana, if I go and live in Japan today and raise my 2 kids, their mentality is Japanese? What are you talking about?
Have you met kids to sit and talk about all these problems you're enumerating?
Once, but it was... Once, we had a common friend who tried to bring us together. But the conversation was more of, why, George, you did this? Why, Kate, you did this? It wasn't more of... But it was part one.
Progressive.
It was part one. We proposed part two. Maybe the part two will be more progressive.
Sporty FM.
Did he see the problems you were talking about?
Yes, of course, you have to see.
He acknowledged the problems?
He acknowledged it partly. But ego will not let him accept it.
He's egoistic?
Oh, of course. He feels so proud. That's a fact. Because you see, Fee, you know Mr. Nyantechi very well, right?
Yes.
You've worked with, you know him from a distance.
Yes.
But we've worked with him. You call anybody that had worked with Mr. Nyantechi. See, when Mr. Nyantechi was the FA president, let me tell you some of the members of the Executive Council. Professor Elosios Dankabi.
Yeah.
A former GFA chairman, Ewe Nyamiche.
Yeah.
A former Deputy Attorney General, Regional Minister, Mr. Usuanza, former Kotoko. You remember?
Yes, yes.
Good old George Amwako, Jordan Anabla, Kujo Fiano, Fred Krenser, Papse, Fred Papu, Randy Abbey. You see the names I'm mentioning?
Sporty
Kwesi could work with them easily. These are people who are not afraid to tell you that Kwesi, no, we disagree. These are people who look at Kwesi's face and there's always a common thing for Kwesi who they say, because Kwesi will say, he doesn't agree. Randy will challenge Kwesi on the table.
Yeah.
He was the youngest among the Executive Council.
Why Ibrahim?
No, why was not
Was part of the
it was not Executive Council.
But
no, that was the Executive Council before. The one that why he was the chairman.
Yeah.
So these are the personalities I'm talking about. So if Kwesi was able to rule for that period, all this period,
and the successes he brought,
and that should just tell you that he was a listening leader. I am saying that as we speak, the FA president doesn't see anything wrong with our football. He thinks everything is okay.
Sporty FM.
He thinks that the league must start next Sunday, so we must play our league. He thinks that our Black Stars are on the path of qualification, so stop criticizing. In fact, recently I heard something like, he says, those doomsayers. He used a certain word. This is an FA president. When the team fails, he said, because you don't have Ronaldo or Messi. In our part, we'll come and we'll organize a press conference at Aliza and we'll be apologizing. These are the two different leaders. He sees everything right.
he wants to go for a third term.
Apu.
Typical George Afriyie.
You know me, I would say that.
He wants to go for a third term. Apu says,
look, if you believe you are... Look, see, I have a very simple principle in life. If you believe that you are doing a good thing, you are a good leader, you are surrounded by very good people who are... Empower somebody to succeed you. Empower one of your assistants to succeed you so he can carry on the good work that you are doing.
When you sit...
Why? Are you Tasket thinks that he's the most sensible and knowledgeable person in Ghana in terms of football?
When you sit at the top at GFA as president of the Football Association, what is it that happens to you?
I don't know. I've not sat there as head. I sat there as deputy.
By deputy, you were close.
Yes, but I mean, I was doing my own.
Because there comes greed.
What is required of me.
There comes greed. There comes all kinds of things. Because even in your case, at the time when Kwasi mentioned that he was not going to contest again, and therefore he was going to FIFA and CAF and all of those places, that's when you showed a lot of interest, and then you came out. And then he changed his mind all of a sudden that he wants to contest. What is it? Is it greed? What is it?
I think that it's...
Because Kurt is also saying he wants to go for a third term. Is it greed?
It's all about power, It's about power for the African, black African mentality. It's about power. That's how I see it. Power corrupt, absolute power corrupt. That's how I see it. But for this one, like I said, EMFA will resist it.
Sporty FM.
How would you resist it?
Because the law doesn't allow you.
But he's trying to change the statute.
How would you change it? You think we are all fools?
He will go to Congress.
That Congress will not even come on in the first place.
They will go to Congress.
What Congress?
There are a lot of football people today.
You cannot make laws to take retrospective effect.
But George, there are a lot of football people today who are following Keto Kreku right now.
Ship them to follow the right thing.
How?
Watch it. Just watch.
Sporty FM.
Just watch. We are not fools.
Because if they are influenced to follow him, what will you do?
You see, club owners must understand what time it is.
But they don't understand that.
Oh, they will.
You have a Galka which is led by somebody who is close to kids.
They will.
How would they understand that?
They will. I'll come and sit here. You watch.
Sporty
Let me keep my cards on my chest. Let the time come.
When the time can only contest?
No, but we'll make sure that he doesn't contest again.
So
I've not said I'm going to contest or not.
So
I'm saying that,
okay.
I'm saying that
I get
we'll
that.
make sure there is no third term. There was a reason why we opted for the second term in our statutes.
But Infantino had 3 terms.
No, it's already in the FIFA statutes, CAF statutes. You can go 3 terms. But here in Ghana, we made a specific case. Why? I've seen people...
After number 12, that was normalization. That was when it came up first.
I have seen people sharing the Zambian the president who has just won a third. But in Zambia statutes, it's 3 terms. And the man is going for a 3rd term. But in our statute, it says 2 terms.
But Congress can change it.
When you change it, you that change it cannot benefit. The subsequent person who will benefit. That's the law.
Just like President Mahama saying that maybe he wants to change constitution.
He will change it, but he will not benefit.
But he will be no benefit.
That's the point I'm making. But we interpret the laws of Ghana. Remember, there are FIFA CAF regulations, but the Supreme Land has its own law. Yeah. You cannot bring FIFA and CAF regulations to...
Who are the owners of the national team?
The government of Ghana.
So how come that the people of Ghana,
yes,
represented by the government,
yes,
can invest money into the national team,
yes,
yet cannot decide what happens to the national team?
You can. Who said that? I have never heard.
So where's the interference coming from?
But look, who says that when government invests in the national team, you cannot? You have every right to know how the money is used. So government
has the right to investigate the FA.
Of course. In terms of the money that he has put, as far as the national team is concerned, yes, the government has every right.
Sporty.
Yes, the government has every right. I don't think anybody can say anywhere. And I hear some of our people who are ignorant of the law. The government of Ghana has every right. It's even in the FIFA cooperation agreement. So long as he puts his money in he has every right to investigate you. He has every right.
Because even FIFA was investigated.
No, it's there. It's in the cooperation agreement. You cannot say that FIFA has put his money, and so if he wants to know how you use the money, he say no, he can't.
So why is it that in Kwasi's time, when Iyoko invaded the FA, it became a big issue that FIFA...
You invaded on what? You just can't wake up in the morning and you go and then... Remember I took Yoko to court?
Yes.
So I took Yoko to court and I won. In fact, I have to go and see them for the money. I won. They fined them 50,000. I don't know.
So if there's suspicion of corruption...
Yes, but fee. You see, if there's...
Or it is the approach.
Yeah, that's the approach. Why? Can't Yoko call the FA and say that bring all your national team accounts for me to... Fine way you can do it. Fine way.
Don't tell you it's FIFA interference. It's interference.
How is that? It's not.
Interference.
That is not. I'm telling you.
So what are the rules specifically say on that?
No, the rules say on the
interference. Interference or intervention?
Interference is like how you put it. You can't just walk into the FA and begin to... No, it's not done that way. If you think wrong has been committed, there are proceed, yes.
But the French police got up one day and entered UEFA and started investigating Platini.
We are English.
Yes.
We are English.
But it's the same. It's football.
You said French.
It's football.
Yes, I agree.
Swiss, same thing.
Yes.
Entered FIFA and started investigating Sepp Blatter.
Yes.
Why can't Yoko enter GFA and investigate them?
But even in recent times, under Anas, our football was closed down. It was done.
Sporty FM.
Why? You forgot
but that was private investigation by somebody.
No. Government of Ghana closed down GFA. Why? You forgot it?
Oh, yes. It was after the expose.
Yeah, but then government of Ghana closed. Anas didn't close GFA. Was it Anas who closed GFA?
It was FIFA.
No,
FIFA and the government of Ghana.
Government of Ghana closed GFA.
Sporty FM.
There's this story. Keto Kweku has just said something that my producer has just sent to me. He said, when you hear public discourse, you realize all is not well with our football.
Admission super.
Says GFA boss Keto Kweku in the first public appearance since Nana Police died on February 2nd.
Good. Very good. I like, this is what I want to see Ket do. The admission itself is very good. You see, Fee, if today I am sick, I feel headache, stomach pains, it is the only time I can say, let me go to the pharmacy or the drugstore to look for some, because I can feel pain. So if you don't admit that there's something wrong, how are you going to find solutions to it? So I like it this way. When Ket speak like this, I am for it. This is what we want to see. This way, you can invite people to share ideas. This way, you can say, no, I think that I must speak to Fiifi Banson on this issue. He'll be able to guide me on this one. But where you think that everything is fine, I have a problem with it.
Sporty FM.
This is good.
My producer says I should ask you this question. I mean, they will kill me. He says, why did you write a letter to Yantechi by way of a message, which led to your issues?
Next time when you call me, I won't come. Next time when you place the call, don't say I didn't warn you. You know this man is already diabolic. They go and send this thing to him. You know it.
You sat in an aeroplane.
You know this man is a diabolic man.
You sat in an aeroplane and sent that message. And you sent that message to Kwasi Afriyie. That led to all your problems. True?
Let it pass.
Sporty FM.
Yes, I did. I mean, I have admitted publicly. But it's okay. It's
one of the things that passed.
Yeah, I mean.
But I hear you went to apologize to him.
Oh, yeah.
But that's a sign of a man.
Of course. You know me. You know me. You are somebody who knows me very, very well. I mean,
so what's the relationship with Yantechi now?
It's nice. I mean, it's normal.
You guys talk?
Not talk, but we test once in a while if there's something happen. Not like before, anyway. That's true.
If you decide that you would go again for GFA, would he support you?
I wouldn't know.
If you
that one, when you get a chance to talk to you, ask him.
Yes, I'm looking forward to interviewing him.
I think the question rather should be, would you seek his support?
Will you seek his support?
Maybe I will.
You will?
Maybe, yeah.
30 days or 20.
Tornado doing something, and I won't support him. He will do likewise. And so seeing him there, I want to give my support. I mean, any way, anything I can do in my power to support for the team to qualify, I'm going to do it.
If Ket should call you to come on board?
Oh, maybe a lot of people didn't know this. Do you know, in 2022, before we played Nigeria, the tour, he called me. I was in Istanbul. He called me and said he wanted to sit with me at Babayara to watch that game. And I said, unfortunately, I'm out of the country, but I'll do a live video. So I stood at Istanbul airport, did a live video, and sent it across that everybody should go to Babayara to support, and that I support the GFA, and my support is there. Everybody should do it. The video is on YouTube. You can look for it. So he did that, and I place my support in any form that I can. And so when it comes to the national team, Fee, whether you like it or not, there's only one Black Stars that we have, and I support the Black Stars.
Have you?
Or any day, any time, whether they fail or they win, I support the Black Stars.
Okay. Let me go back a bit to number 12. Right. Number 12 brought us a lot of issues with our football.
Yeah.
Do you think Kwasi Afriyie deserved what he got in number 12?
No, at all. He doesn't deserve it.
Sporty FM.
At all. You see, if you look at where he has placed our football, I mean, I don't think and you know me, I'm not the type that will wish bad for any human being. Not even Ket, who sees me as my opponent. No, I don't wish bad for him. Even though he's done so many bad things against me, I don't wish bad for him.
Sporty FM.
I'll always put him right. I'll always want him to do the right thing. If he goes overboard, I'll want to straighten him.
He's done bad things against you?
Oh, of course.
Like what?
A lot.
Like what?
A lot. There are things I can't say on air.
Sporty
Why?
FM.
Disqualifying me for not contesting, is it not bad? That alone, why? It was orchestrated, calculated plan. Oh, there are things I don't say, Fee. There are things. Okay, Fee, let me ask you this. I go into a contest with only you, you, Fiifi, Banson. We both pick a form and fill the form and submit our nomination. How on earth would somebody know those who endorse me? Because it has not been published. How on earth would somebody know those who endorse me to send 4 petitions against me?
He did his homework.
From who?
He did his homework.
From who?
He did his own
From
investigation and his own homework.
So that's exactly what I'm telling you. You were holding the ball. You want us to play. You are ready to catch the ball anytime you want. He succeeded in doing that, and I've given it to you. You are rolling. Why? 4 years, you think it won't come? 4 years will come very soon. 4 years will come very soon.
Let's go back to the number 12 issue about the Afriyie. You think he didn't deserve it?
No, he didn't deserve that. I mean, Fee, why would anybody wish that for? And you know, me, I have said it several times, that every successes chalked under Afriyie, my name will be associated with it.
Yes.
You just said it here, that you were defending left and right. You just said it here, right? So are the failures. You understand? So and trust me, that is why I have pain those who were telling Mr. Afriyie, oh, come again, don't. Look, Fee, which one would have been better? Mr. Afriyie sitting at CAF president of FIFA Executive Council, and we running our football, and he's the revered person where we can always look up to him.
Because he would have been CAF president.
Of course!
He would have easily been CAF.
Automatically,
Yes.
he was almost getting there.
Yes.
He was the vice president of CAF.
Immediately after Ahmad, he would
And
have
I
been.
was deeply involved in those elections. I traveled with him throughout. So why would I wish that for him?
Do you think that for what happened to Afriyie, that's the reason our football is where it is?
Partly yes. Yes. Partly yes, we can't. But partly yes.
Because some have said that number 12 came to destroy our football instead of.
I have said that the corruption in football now, the bad officiating in football is worse than before.
Worse than before the number 12.
Why? Did somebody die in during all those periods? Did anybody choke anybody during those periods?
So number 12
Sporty FM.
I'm
was
saying that
the era before number 12 was even better than now.
No, now, yeah, of course. Now, the things I know, the things that happen.
So we are in the worst state.
Of course. Fee, we are playing a Sakura League. No TV right. No title sponsor.
No sponsorship, yeah.
Referees have not been paid.
So why wouldn't they take bribes?
You have set the tone. They deserve to be paid. Because you can't send somebody from here to Tamale to go and officiate a match and decide not to. Look, the dangers. Traveling by road from here to the north.
Do club officials pay bribe to referees?
Why are you asking the business question?
Sporty FM.
So, okay. So why don't you answer? But you are a club official.
I'm not a club official.
Hey, you were a club official with me.
Then
it's over. So you tell me when you were in the
George, do club officials?
I say
bribes?
you.
Did you ever pay bribes to a referee?
No, you. Me and you.
No,
we work
me
together.
too, no.
And so we did.
But do you hear of club officials paying bribes to referees?
Hearsay.
Yeah.
I like you will say hearing say. We hearing say here. We all hearing say. We all hearing say.
We are to be control more.
We all be hearing say there.
Hearing say.
We are all hearing.
George, do you think our football can rise again?
Oh yes, it can.
What should we do to make it rise again?
We must pay serious attention to youth development. Link it with the schools. Proper, and like you said it in the beginning, that what Tom Venom and Kua do, why can't we do? You said it.
Yeah.
Look, we can divide the country into 3. Have one in the northern belt, one in the middle belt, and the one in the southern belt. Properly coordinated academy. Properly coordinated. Not academies where RFs will be saying, oh, this player is mine. No, not that kind of academy. I should be able to walk to any place and see a good player and say that, no, this is a talent for Ghana. I'm calling the president of the FA. Mr. President, can we put this boy in our academy so that we can develop him for Ghana? Where you are aware, the Winnibas where, there's only one Sule Muntari in Ghana. There's only one Kojo Asamoah. Only one Michael Essien. And they all came from one club. Take it or leave it. Afojan. They all came from one club. John Painter.
There's a story attributed to Mahama Yariga. I don't know whether you have seen it. The Minister of Sports and Recreation has revealed to me, this is Mahama Yariga speaking, that he's looking to negotiate with Super Sports and others to begin covering our local league.
It's a good news, but I don't know in his capacity as what. I know the Honorable Mahama Yariga is a very good friend. He loves football. You remember in 2015 when we went to the finals, he was the sports minister. I don't know in what capacity or what kind of link he's talking about, but if he can do it in conjunction with the FA, it will be very good. That's how I'll say it.
But this league,
I know where you are going.
This league, you think Super Sports will be interested in this
Why?
league?
You are a top broadcaster. Why are you asking me? Me, I have not done broadcasting before.
Well, if I'm Super Sports, I won't be interested in such a league. To be honest,
you are a top.
Because Super Sports at the moment they are not standing too well financially. Let alone.
So I don't know. Maybe. Oh, come here to my head.
So why are they not talking to Star Times?
But Star Times was the immediate sponsor of the league.
Yes,
but I think they are still FA is still in talk.
I think they are still negotiating.
So probably the league has already entered the second round. Maybe for next season. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing.
Because Super Sports, I don't see how they will come and do this. To be honest,
Africa now.
But this is what Mahama Yariga had to say.
The Minister for Sports has a major agenda to revive sports, to revive football. From the district to the regional level and at the national level. Mr. Speaker, the minister is already holding meetings with the media to see how we can project sports. Indeed, he has revealed to me that he is looking to negotiate for Super Sports and others to begin to cover our local leagues. Because, Mr. Speaker, when the local leagues are covered by Super Sports, what it means is that people sitting in South Africa can see our boys playing, our boys and girls playing. And from South Africa, they can begin to identify and come and scout for those people. So the footballers themselves, when they see that their tournaments are covered on Super Sports, they know that a global platform is being provided them to showcase their skills so that scouts all over the world can view and then come and try and then recruit them to their various countries. And also that he is going to invest and get support and sponsorship for the various teams in the regions so they can have good football, good coaches, they can have support to be able to compete effectively, train and recruit and retain very good footballers, buy very good players, and then also up the quality of our local league so that people will really like to go and watch our leagues instead of wanting to sit at home and watch the European leagues. Mr. Speaker, when this happens, I believe that our people will begin to appreciate the fact that football is a big thing. It's not a place where you go and throw stones, where you go and then, fight at the end of the match, because when you do that, you are destroying the economy of your district, your municipality, and ultimately your region.
All right, so that's Mama Yarga, majority leader, speaking in Parliament, talking about getting Super Sports and Co. to sponsor our Ghana Premier League. But I can tell you, Honorable Mama Yarga, I can tell you for free that the kind of league we have here and the kind of Super Sports, they won't go to all the Nanaji Abo Park, Nanaji Ahria Park, Nanaji Insio Park. They won't go to these places. So, I can tell you for free. They won't do it. They won't do it. I can tell you. The only people who would have done this for you are Star Times. That one I can tell. Because Star Times, led by Mark Stechi, actually invested a lot in the Ghana Premier League. Star Times invested a lot. And I know that for sure. Because Star Times invested a lot in the Ghana Premier League. So I cannot really see how, well, the FA is still talking to them. So let's just hope that something better comes out. Because after Star Times, look at the kind of coverage we are having for the Ghana Premier League. AFA and those people, look at what they are showing. Whether they are using some Nokia 3210 camera to film the thing, I don't know. I don't know how it's being done. But to be honest, the league was better with Star Times in terms of coverage, in terms of promotion and all of that than this AFA and Co that we are having here. And this is not an intention to run anybody down, but the truth is that on television, it's looking very horrible to watch. It's looking horrible to watch. August Ahifo sends a message in, George, and he says that George have spoken very well in this interview. If the Ethiopian League is being shown or covered by SuperSport, then Ghana's own can also be telecast. Only that some of the teams should agree to play at certain places. Exactly the conversation that we've had on this one. And then another one comes up to say, tell Kwasi Afriyie, no matter what it is, he should come back and lead the FA. George says now he's doing brick and mortar. This is a Hoswa blog.
Easy cry. What a mortar cry.
Hoswa blog pa. So that one there. Okay, I'm getting some interesting messages coming through here. Hey, George, go for Simple. I don't know why they like you. I don't know what you have done to them.
You know, someone like Augustine Ahimfo. Charlie, that's how I call him.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes I find it difficult. We have very experienced ex-players like Oge. Do you know that during Kwasi's time, Oge will criticize you always, but he will give you the good advice.
Oh, yeah.
Look, when we went to Equatorial Guinea, Equatorial Guinea for the AFCON 2015.
Yeah, with Mahama Yarga was the minister then.
Yeah, Mahama Yarga was the minister. Honorable Mahama Yarga. It was the instrumentality of Augustine Ahimfo, Siki Akono. I think there were 3 scouts who helped us to qualify to the final.
Yeah.
And that I'll give it to them any day. You know, when we play, it was Avram who was the head coach. So one thing the FA did was that we gave Avram a pool of scouts. So he selected them. He looked at their CV and their profile and he picked those ones. So when we lost, we lost the first game against Senegal. So quickly, Augustine and Co came together and met me and Kwasi and said, no, Mr. President, if this man doesn't change this 3-back thing, our boys, they are more comfortable with
on the
this
ball,
and that
yeah.
and that and that. So they spoke to Kwasi. Kwasi quickly had a meeting with Avram, and Avram said, "Oh, why not?" I mean, he realized that the players struggle a bit and all that. We went all the way to the finals and we lost on penalties. You know. So these are, and if you have these people within the system and they are not playing any role,
They are
just because,
they are seen as
you
enemies,
think
though.
that, how is he an enemy?
They are
Augustine
seen-
from day
Augustine
one, he always, if it's wrong, he will tell you.
Augustine Afriyie is seen as
He's
an
been
enemy
part
to
of
the football.
Look, when he was part of the FA technical committee, he will still criticize the FA, but Kwasi will take it as no. He's doing fair assessment of the situation, but not now. So this was the reason why I was telling you can't compare Kwasi to Ket. In Kwasi's era, Kwasi will accept it. In Ket's era, he sees him as an enemy. These are the two. These are the difference. But that's Augustine. You cannot change him. If you know him very well, he will tell you in the face.
Yeah.
All of us, he does it to us.
Yeah.
He's not afraid of you.
Yeah. And that has been my relationship
That's
with
his
him.
style.
Oh, that's his style. That's been my relationship with him
That's
all
his
along.
style. That's his style. You can't change him.
What do you make of Otuado? Technically, you have seen so many coaches, George. You have seen both local and foreign, but with the foreign ones who have come out, so to speak, I don't know whether I should call him a foreign coach or a local coach. But with all the coaches who have come in, you have worked with many of them to tournaments. Avram and Co. You've worked with them. Claude Leroy and Co. You have worked with them.
Dukovic,
Yes. You've worked with,
Stefanovic.
yes. You worked with Dikovic as well?
Of course.
Yeah, 2006.
Of course. I was an ESCO member.
Right,
So
2006, yeah. No, 2006, we were at the World Cup in Germany. Before, we were in Austria, for the preparation and all that. And
I was not there, but I followed them.
Yeah, I was with them in Austria, and I saw Djikovic's preparations. Top notch.
And Black Stars too. He was not the right man for the job.
Sporty FM.
But now, we are caught in a situation where we don't have any choice. Looking at the time left for the preparation, we just have to make do with what we have. So, in the wisdom of the FA, they think that they have to bring in a supporting staff.
Wilfred Schaefer and those people.
Let us help him. I mean, me, I see Otto as somebody learning on the job. But the question everybody will want to ask you, is the Black Star position the kind of position where somebody must come to learn on the job? Unfortunately, you have an FA Executive Council who has taken a decision now
To maintain
we
him.
cannot do anything about it. For looking at the time, to be very fair, it becomes very difficult. We are caught in a very tight situation. We had a chance to take this decision long ago, but it has prolonged to this level. Now it becomes very difficult. If somebody like me my understanding of football, it's difficult.
Sporty
I
FM.
don't know, but let us support him and help him in any way that we can.
But were you shocked that we didn't qualify for AFCON? He couldn't win one single game?
No, I was not shocked because he was coming. I said it earlier that looking at the way we are doing our things, we were getting there. The signs were there. Look, everything about that preparation was shambolic. I've said it on several networks.
How do you take his handling of the captainship?
Too bad. I've spoken about it. Too bad. Because you see, we have a history. You know.
Yeah.
We have a history of this captaincy thing, which has cost us a lot. So I don't know why and how the FA allowed him. Because when I speak to people who were part of the Black Stars, we didn't know anything about it. We didn't know anything about it. And I don't know how the FA will allow such a sensitive issue to be handled by solely Otto. That was a wrong decision. But as usual, like I keep saying, Matra Makwem.
How were you handling it in your time?
Oh, of course. You see, we had a process where you allow the coach to come out with a person. He has to come up. That one, we don't take it out.
Kwasi Afriyie didn't handle it well as well.
At that time, we had left.
Between Jordan, between Dede and Asamoah.
We were not part. It was under the normalization committee. So that was also another. It was another issue. So that's why that should have guided them for not repeating the same.
Who takes the decision to appoint a captain? Who takes that decision?
It's
the coach.
The coach of the team. And in consultation with the leadership of the FA.
Sporty FM.
That he wants this particular person as a captain.
You have to discuss it thoroughly.
Because of whatever qualities the person has.
Qualities and his... I mean, a captain, as the word captain, connotes a lot. That if, for example, you are on a ship or a boat and they say a captain, he is the one sailing you to the end. So, Nigerian was saying Ejuma in the first place. He must be a top quality player in all that. He commands respect. And so, it's we embodiment of the team. So, that's why.
Who's your best friend in Ghana football?
Ooh. In terms of players, management?
I mean, it could be management. It could be club owners.
My best friend now, he's not more in football. That Banson.
Liberty.
Yeah.
He's no longer in football?
Okay, he's still in the...
His daughter is running Liberty now.
Yeah, the youth development. He's doing more of an academy. Dada has always been my man. In the absence of Dada, Yakubu Abu Salam.
Sporty FM.
Yeah, in the absence of... In football, they are the only two
people that...
Very close when you say the people that... Yes,
But Nyantechi used to be your best friend.
You know, Nyantechi, I've said it before, but when I say it, then people go and they say, oh, Kokonsafon. I said he was my boss, he was not my friend. Fee, your friend is the one that you call, you discuss, you go home, you do this. He was my boss. I've just said that several times, that the relationship was a boss, a master and servant relationship. That was the situation. But there are people, you go and do Kokonsan, and we do, I mean, you know, Charlie, today we do this night, we go meet somewhere, those are ones we call friends. That's my understanding of, you understand? So, those one, I can't put him in that category.
Before we go, and before I open the phone lines, let me ask you, how do you see the new sports minister?
Very energetic man. You know, Kofi, we've known him. You and I have known him because of our affiliations of time back with Papa J. You know, you in particular, you Fiifi.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Kofi, I've known him from a distance, and very energetic, and he's determined to work. That's one good thing about, and he has an open door policy, which is very good. He's not coming into the position with a preconceived mind, which is very good. You understand? He's open, he wants to hear, and so I've said that. Fortunately, I'm the only person in football. I don't want to say I'm the only. I see myself as someone in football who cut across all the political divides when it comes to sports ministry. I've enjoyed a good relationship with her. You know, me and Elvis is like my senior brother. Elvis Afriyie. Look, a lot of lies were said about him, and I've gone on air to defend on several occasions, and I'll do it. I will do it any day, anytime, because I saw in firsthand some of the things they said which were not true. Fee, same with Mama Yariga, Honorable Mama Yariga. I've worked with him before. The past sports minister,
Yusuf?
Not Yusuf, the one from Nyinahini. Esiama. He was a good man. Esiama was a very good man.
Ms. Rimini.
Yeah, Esiama was a very good man. Honorable Safuma for fantastic. Papa was a good man. Nilante, you know, I relate him. So as for him, normally I don't want to talk about. When I talk, it becomes a family matter. So I don't talk about.
Oh, you're related to Nilante.
Oh yeah, yes.
Okay.
So I don't.
But you had your fights with him.
Oh, me and him there. We do always, and then So that's I've enjoyed good, excellent relationship with every sports minister. That even Mustafa, I don't have any issues with him. People may have their own personal problem with him, but I don't.
Mustafa, the one who just.
Yeah, you see, if I don't have a problem with
the West one who just left.
No. You call him West. I won't call him.
He's a West minister.
Well, I don't want to say that. Let me leave those words for you.
If you are to tell Kofi Adams what to avoid, what would you tell him?
You just have to have an open mind policy. Continue to be that kind of Kofi who is coming to a job where you don't have to be apprehensive of no. Just have an open mind policy and be tough and strict. stick to your goals and and be strong. That's all.
What are the dangers of becoming the sports minister, especially when you're working with the FA?
It's a ministry where you have a very small budget, but you are the scrutiny of every single Ghanaian. But everybody is talking about it. Those are the dangers. Every Ghanaian is a coach. Every Ghanaian is a football fan.
The Ministry of Youth and Sports, or the Ministry of
things work.
Unfortunately, Odo Safo is one of the people who creates problems
because
for the FA.
Because in the past, you cannot hire a coach without consulting the paymaster. How do you do that?
Odo Safo is one of the people who creates problems for the FA.
Sporty FM.
In terms of his communication. Yeah. His communication is so poor. And I keep saying he's my big brother. He's my big brother, pa. But
he's my man.
I lived with him at Audome Estate. So he's my big brother. His brother was a very good footballer.
Very good. Not like
Gavuzini.
Very good and a good friend too.
Yes. And I keep telling you that
he's my man too.
Odo Safo has a problem with communication. And he's one of the worst administrators we have in terms of communication in this country. So every time I meet him, I tell him, I said, Nana, you speak by heart. You don't talk well. When you are talking, you don't reason about what you are saying properly before you say it. I have a message here for you, George. It's Uncle Fee, great show. Please tell Chairman I am so happy he's saying it's the way it should be said. Please tell Chairman that we can stay. Sack Otto if we are serious. We can still sack Otto if we are serious. I would have sacked him then and even now and appointed someone better tactically to lead this team. We are doomed. No World Cup for Ghana with this very weak technical team. Compare our technical team to the rest of Africa and even to our opponents in our World Cup group. We are finished. Coach Nimley. Coach Nimley. 0542571. 054-257-1061. Yes, you can send us. You can call us now, and then we can pick up your calls and your opinions and share, rant. Let's talk about it. I mean, here on SportyDrive, that's what we do. No holds barred. We don't hold anything. We speak about it, but just that you have to make sure that language is appropriate. That's all that matters. But you can rant. You can speak your mind. Let me go on to the phones. Good evening.
Good evening.
Your name is?
My name is Kweku. I'm calling from Sakumono.
Let's hear you, my brother.
My boss.
Boss.
Your visitor there has said everything that has to be said. The truth is, Honorable Kofi Adams, he's actually my MP from where I come from. He's not as easy as he looks. But he needs to take critical decisions as quickly as possible. We are about to start the World Cup. The truth is, one of our challenges with our football is the FA. He needs to deal with the FA. And then he needs to deal with the person that they call a coach for the Ghana Black Stars. Every single Tom, Dick, and Harry knows that this guy tactically is not good. Everyone is saying it. Football administrators are saying it. The ordinary fans are saying it. Coaches are saying it. Everyone knows. What is the main reason why they want to keep him there? It begs the question, why do you want to keep someone who was given, it's like you've been in a private institution and you've been given a task, KPIs, and you've not met the KPIs. And your company says, because you've not met the KPIs, I'm either not moving you ahead or I'm letting you go. And he did not meet the KPI to go for AFCON, and they're still keeping him. Why is the GFA doing that? It's a question that everyone keeps on asking. It's as if there's some vested interest in the coach for some whatever reason that they don't want him to go. He did not meet. We want just one match, a whole Black Stars. AFCON in Morocco. You can just imagine the pitches, the teams that are going there. Osimhen, all this Hakimi. Look at the people who will be gracing the AFCON in December. Imagine Christmas with AFCON. And Black Stars is not going. And we are still keeping the coach.
Sudan will be going to the AFCON, my brother. Thank you very much. Sudan will be going to the AFCON at our expense. Sudan and Angola, they are going to the AFCON at our expense. So it's part of the story. 054-257-1061. You can send in your calls and your contributions as well, and then we will definitely get on the lines. Good evening, my brother.
Yeah, good evening. This is Ohene from La Paz.
Ohene, let's hear you.
Okay, so I just want to say this. One of the things that has been cause of our downfall in the Ghana League is the media.
Mm-hmm.
You know, sometimes the posture and the image it creates about the whole league, it doesn't speak well of it. Sometimes I sit down and like a day, all the radio station or all the media houses talk about football, but the image they create about it, it's not nice. Just imagine if we can give ourselves about 6 months and we just speak good of the league, we only speak the positive aspect of the league. You see that people's attention will start going there. Before, that was how it was. You won't hear any negative. And the other league, the foreign league, they are negative stuff, but the media doesn't bring it out. They only look at the positive aspect of it. So that is it. And secondly, Keta has been like Akufo-Addo. He won't listen. We asked Akufo-Addo to sack the finance minister. Sack him. He didn't. If the Blaster could refuse to qualify Ghana for the World Cup, what is happening to the finance minister? Same will happen to the coach.
Okay.
He should listen because he doesn't listen.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for calling from La Paz. It says the media, we are not hyping up the league enough. Yeah, we are not hyping up the league enough. But if the league is like this, how would we hype it? If it's like this, if we are seeing the positives out of the league, then we can be looking at how to push it, how to hype it. I remember when Kurtz became president initially, the first Kotoko and Hearts game at the Accra Sports Stadium, it was full to the brim, full to the rafters. Why? Because at that time, his attitude to the game, his posture, and everything was different. Power had not gone into his head. So his attitude and his posture, it was spot on.
She has a protocol.
Yeah. And for the first time in many years, I saw flags on people's cars about Kotoko and Hearts coming to play on Sunday. And that day, I didn't get space to enter the stadium. I was entering the stadium with my wife. We couldn't enter. So we came back home to watch it on TV. So that day, the stadium was full to the rafters. Why? Because of how it had been packaged. Until he lost his sense of whatever direction and, a bit of his whatever steam, and he started talking about and behaving anyhow, then the league started coming the way it is. Now, if you are even saying the things about the league that will help, you are seen as an enemy, or you are seen as somebody who is negative about our league. How can we help? We all want to help, because football is the only constituency that has unlimited access to airtime. Look at us at Sporty FM. We are a 24-hour sports channel.
Sporty FM.
And we speak about football 65-70% of the time. So why would we not promote the Ghana Premier League? If the things that we think will help improve the league and we talk about them are seen as we are criticizing because we don't like Kurt. I've told you before, Kurt and I are buddies. Kurt and I grew up together. Kurt and I used to sleep in the same room. We are buddies. We are all on radio together. So if I see him doing something which is commendable, I'm the first to tell him that, Charlie, this thing is positive. If it's negative and you tell him, they see you as, hey, you are an enemy. Why? Prosper and Co, they are all our buddies. Good evening.
Oh, Uncle Fiifi.
You know what I mean?
Oh, what on you don't watch now.
Yeah, my credit to my book. I should be on. Let's hear you.
The way you're firing, Charlie.
Charlie, sometimes we just need to call a spade and not a baby spoon.
I want to ask, what is positive about this league that journalists have to talk about?
Well, the only positive is that there's still a league.
Where's the league? Are you playing league?
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. See, for every president to make them suspend his opponent that he can go unopposed in this country, and everything is possible.
Yeah.
So don't be surprised that he didn't start with one. After this country, Charlie.
The league said the better, eh? The least said the better. Yeah, thank you so much. Even the criteria that was used to pick up the coach, we couldn't even meet it. We now set up criteria. We set up our own criteria. He must be this, he must be that, he must be this, he must be that. Then we go and take a coach who is not even up to the same criteria that we on ourselves we set. What kind of people are we? Good evening.
Good evening.
Your name is?
I'm Clement and I'm speaking from Tutuekuyapem.
Clement, Tutuekuyapem. Great, let's hear you.
Okay, my take on this Ghana Premier League. Sometimes we tend if we don't love our league. But we do love our league. And our leaders and the owners of these clubs are not trying to do anything extraordinary or special about the league. That's why we pay more attention to these European leagues. It's not like we don't have our league. Sometimes Ghana is playing football and I pretend to Ghana there, but in my heart I know that I want Ghana to win. With the league and everything that goes on here is nicer. You watch, you attend the matches. If ugly ones are dying, me the younger one I should run to the stadium and go and die. Never. Never. They should try and do something about the league before we pay more attention to it. And they should stop like this. I don't care. That manipulation, it should stop. The old guys, big guys in the game are manipulating the other ones. Thank you.
Thank you very much from Tutuekuyapem. I remember very well. Me and Carl Tufo have sat in the Accra Sports Stadium before. That day it was Liverpool playing Arsenal. Liverpool was playing Arsenal, George, and we sat in the Accra Sports Stadium, but we came to watch Hearts and Olympics. Wow. Yes. And Carl was holding his iPad, and occasionally we will watch the Liverpool's games more, but we wanted to be at the Accra Sports Stadium to watch Hearts and Olympics.
Good match.
Good game.
Any day.
Odate Lawson and Co. Yes, that team. It was, the stadium was full. And it was Liverpool and Arsenal. But we came to the stadium because we wanted to watch Hearts and Olympics.
You don't want to miss it.
No.
Because there's even midweek Hearts and Olympics.
Can you imagine?
Wednesday, fully packed.
I'm telling you.
Oh, Charlie.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Chief, your name is?
My name is Awaga.
Awaga, let's hear you from Nungwa. Let's hear you.
Yeah. I've been listening to your show and I realized all what Mr. George is saying is very true and it's the reality. This part of our country, when you speak the truth, they say you are an enemy. Yeah, so looking at the league, if there's no positive to talk about, you claim we should speak our positives. But when you don't see the truth in their faces, how do they see that these ones are negative and we should work towards it? You see?
Yeah.
I'm a Liverpool fan. Yeah, but I'm also a Hearts of Oak fan. I've been to the stadium about 2 or 3 times. But for now, how the league has been, I've not visited the stadium in a while.
Do you know the Hearts of Oak players?
For now,
yes.
Nah, I don't know.
Do you know the Liverpool players?
Of course.
Who are some of the Liverpool players?
Salah. We have Van Dijk. We have Konate. We have Diaz. I can mention all the sets to the under 18.
And you can't mention one Hearts of Oak player.
Oh yeah, like I only learned they were about to go on relegation in the last season also.
My brother, thank you so much. That should tell us the level of our league. That he's a Hearts of Oak fan, but he can't even tell you one single player in the club. But he can tell you Liverpool from the main team to under 18. He can tell you that. That sums up what kind of league we have. Let me take a last call and then we'll round up our conversation. Good evening. Hello, good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Boss, your name is what?
Jonas, I'm 25.
Let's hear you.
Hello?
Let's hear you. You're live on air.
Yeah, okay. So I want to talk about Otuado.
Mm-hmm.
So you go and bring this Achia coach. Achia coach for it. That he hasn't even coached. Like he said, when Kobisto asked him that question, where did you coach? He went to mention under 17 and under 20 under 16.
Mm-hmm.
And you go and bring this guy to come and coach. You brought even criteria for us. 15 years experience, a coach with maturity, that has won honest like trophies and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Then you go and bring a scout. Ghanaians say we don't like. We say David Abekishina, you be with him. What are you trying to tell us as the Ghanaians? We are paying this coach with our tax money.
Mm-hmm.
And we are saying we don't like the coach. We say no. We must take it by force.
All right, thank you very much.
So what these our leaders are doing, I will feel really good.
You think we qualify for the World Cup?
Oh, I don't even think we should even play for the World Cup. We shouldn't even waste money on that. We shouldn't even waste money on even the qualify because they are not going anywhere.
Charlie, this trip to America, to World Cup qualify to America, it's a life-changing opportunity for us.
But the coach we are having cannot qualify us. What are you doing with the scout?
Okay, thank you very much. What are we doing with the scouts? So that's how he refers to the coach as a scout. It's time for us to be leaving. George, finally, somebody has sent me another message. They say, tell George whether he likes it or not, he will contest the next elections.
Well, you can never say never.
This I should tell you. Whether you like it or not, you contest the next elections.
We have more time, and like I told you, well, we need to revive our football in any way possible. That includes you. What you are doing is a way of, if you identify a problem, Fee, nobody can discount your contribution to Ghana football. For some of us, we know. There are people who don't know. When you started,
me, I'm an enemy.
Oh,
this time an enemy.
Well, for those people, you see, people like you can always play different roles behind the scene, where not necessarily even be at forefront, because we know what you bring on board. And so, for me, I think that Kets need to be open. He doesn't have to think that only him and few friends around him can run Ghana football. You need the ideas of others to succeed.
Yeah.
They don't necessarily need to come to the fore. You understand?
Can be behind the scenes.
They can be even behind the scene. Do more consultations. Do more, because maybe if he had done more consultation and listened to others, probably we will not be where we are today.
Yeah.
In relations to Otuado, in relations to our failures to qualify for CHAN, for AFCON and all that. These days it's becoming difficult for us to qualify for any major tournament. Currently, as we speak, I don't think the Black Queens even qualify for the A1. So things are not as good as it seems to him. And it shouldn't be like the only person looking into the mirror and thinking that he's handsome. Allow people to look at you and say, Charlie, your shirt is nice.
Yeah.
Like this, your nice shirt. You didn't even buy me one. Back in the days, when you see it, you buy and say, Charlie, George, come for one.
He's bringing himself.
It shouldn't be the only person looking through the mirror and thinking that he's handsome. Let other people see you and say, Charlie, you look good.
But on this occasion, you are looking very handsome.
You see you, Charlie.
You are looking very handsome. George, I'd like to thank you.
Thank you
so much.
Thanks for the opportunity.
Yes, thank you for coming. I know you, dear. Anytime I call you, I know you'll be here. But I know you also have a busy schedule at the same time. But I'd like to thank you for spending your afternoon with me on this show. And this is Sporty FM. This is the Sporty Drive. We'll do this again another time.
Thanks for the opportunity.
Maybe when you have become the...
When they call me, I told him that, for me, in room is for me, the feed, when he needs me, you know where to get me.